If there's one thing we know about ourselves, it is that we as a people have very short memories. So let's remind ourselves what manual elections were like. It'll be helpful and educational if we take a trip down manual elections memory lane. Here's Pia Ontiveros for Inform in 100.
Sometime not very long ago, our elections were manual. A voter filled out a ballot by hand, and because códigos were not allowed in the voting booth, which wasn't much of a booth by the way, you would have to remember the names of those you wanted to vote for. And that was an especially tall order during national elections. You would vote for a president, vice president, 12 senators, a party list group, a congressman, a governor, a vice governor, anywhere between 6 to 14 provincial board members, a mayor, vice mayor, 8 city or municipal councilors, a total of 30 plus names. Just trying to remember 12 names for senator is a big thing. In the 2001 election, NAMFREL noticed that voters would fill up their ballots with only 7 to 8 names of senatorial candidates. In 1987, voters needed to remember 24 names. A new constitution then had resurrected a bicameral legislature requiring the election of 24 senators. After voting, you take your ballot and slide it into a yellow, beat-up, rusty ballot box that had seen better years, if not decades. At 3 p.m., the polls close and the 3 teachers who compose the Board of Election Inspectors open up the ballot box and begin the counting. One teacher reads out the names written on each ballot. Another records the votes on the tally board, a spreadsheet as big as a manila paper that's taped onto the blackboard. More often than not, though, there is more than one tally board, especially if there are many candidates. And of course, the votes are recorded on the tally boards by hands, by taras, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From the tally board, the votes are transposed by hand onto the election returns. Remember that each ballot contains an average of 30 plus names. So if the BEI spent 10 minutes on each ballot, then you can imagine how long it took for an average of 200 ballots. After finishing reading the ballots, the votes for each candidate are added up. The election return is submitted to a municipal or city board of canvassers, which prepares its own certificate of canvass and statement of votes. And here, human intervention of a dangerous kind begins.
And all the forms are transposed several times from the precinct to the municipality to the province, and province to national. That's all done manually, either handwritten or typewritten, and transposed from one piece of paper to another. So numbers can change as you move up from one piece of paper to the other.
This is St. Benilde's Hall here in LaSalle Green Hills. This served as NAMFREL's headquarters and Operation Quick Count Center through several elections. It is here where NAMFREL discovered many election irregularities. NAMFREL was given 1 of 7 copies of the election returns and 1 of 7 copies of the provincial, city, and municipal certificates of canvass and statement of votes. But NAMFREL didn't just count what was given to them, they also checked if the math was correct.
It was during the 1995 and 1998 elections that the term dagdag bawas first emerged. To add to a candidate's votes, dagdag, one would have to deduct from another candidate's votes, bawas. In 1998, NAMFREL flagged an election return from a precinct in Marikina. A candidate had 5 votes in one column and 2 votes in another. The total should have been 7. But the votes in words read 5-2. And in numbers, the Board of Election Inspectors wrote on the election return 52.
Remember that by the time they do this at the election return level in the precinct, they have already worked a full day administering the voting.
Retail, that's what it was. Small fry. Wait till it got to the municipal, city, or provincial Board of Canvassers. Pia Ontiveros, Solar News.